TikTok's DJ AG is currently the most important DJ in the UK. That is according to Elijah, writer and co-founder of influential grime label Butters. And DJ AG was last year awarded Time Out London magazine's Londoner of the Year. Who is DJ AG, I hear you ask? John, he's a 39-year-old dad who started DJing live on TikTok. But
Wow.
only 3 years ago, a superstar DJ career built not in the clubs, not over the airwaves of broadcast radio or the pirates, not as a music producer, but through live streaming on TikTok. And the quote that I just read is from Elijah, whose opinion on dance music and the dance music landscape I respect very much. And I heard him make that statement on the Music Not Diving podcast hosted by Scuba recently, which I very much love and can recommend. And it made me want to explore this topic of the changing landscape of DJing, particularly since the pandemic and the rise of TikTok. Now, John, you will know this, being a friend of mine for many years, but something I don't mention very much on this podcast is that I was a professional DJ for many years, and it was in fact my primary source of income for a couple of years. And today I still DJ occasionally around Berlin. But DJing and dance music culture is something I've always been tuned into and passionate about and connected to in some way. And indeed, the way that technology has changed DJ culture is something that John Maloney and Alexander Holland want to explore today on Don't Praise the Machine. John, what does all that make you think and feel, buddy?
Well, I do have a familiarity with DJing that comes primarily through the crumbs that you feed to me, have fed to me over the years. You know, I've, like everyone, I've reached for the lasers on occasion. And I've wondered, what are those twisty knobs that person keeps having a finagle during the show?
Hot nobbin.
Hot nobbin.
DJ David Guetta was interviewed, I think just this week on like Variety or GQ, one of those, interview with this person. And one of the questions that the audience had asked was, why do DJs always act like the knobs are hot? Which I love.
Did he answer that? Did he have a response?
Yeah, I think he said it was all kind of like bullshit and for show. He's actually quite candid, Guetta. Like I quite like him. He's reached such heights now, David Guetta, that he doesn't really bullshit in a way that I find quite refreshing. Like he just says, yeah, I'm kind of up there doing a silly show. It's not really DJing. He says like nobody dances. He says people come to my show and nobody dances. They come to film. This is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
They just hold up their cameras.
Yeah,
so
he just says that. He's just like, this is not how I started. But this is what it is now. He doesn't say it's good or bad. He's just like, look, people don't, it's not like a nightclub anymore where I have a group of people fixated on the journey. It's just a bunch of people that want to film me for social media.
Yeah.
And we have to have a shitload of pyro and lights to keep them entertained.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, isn't it? I guess it's kind of part of the change in culture, both of those things, the shift to TikTok DJing and the shift to people just wanting to film something for their social media rather than actually enjoy it in a kind of good old analog setting, Hey, I'm going to Ibiza. Remember that song?
Yeah, I do.
Just a little sidebar. I'm in the town of Izola in Slovenia right now, and so I've just been singing that song for the last couple of days, coincidentally. Obviously replacing Ibiza with Izola.
Hey, we're going to Izola.
By the Adriatic Sea.
Scooby-Dooby-Doop-Doop-Doo.
But yes, I'm very much the man on the street, curious but not particularly enlightened. So I'm interested to know where this discussion will go and what I'll learn.
Excellent. So let's start by having a look back at how you might have built a professional DJ career back in the day. John, I want you to cast your mind back. Now, I'm not going to get into the history of dance music, but let's say you love rave culture and nightclubs 30 odd years ago. You're 19 years old. You're in London. It's the early 90s and you're loving that rave culture. You're going out to the raves, you're going out to the nightclubs, and you're seeing the DJs and you think, man, I want to get up there. How do I do that? Well, the first thing you probably have to do, you have to start going to record stores, buying expensive, heavy vinyl, taking it home, somehow getting your hands or access to expensive, heavy turntables, and then learning how to beat match. This is a high bar to entry, both cost and skill level. And then typically what you would do is you would like make mixtapes. So you might buy like, you've got your 10 favorite house music records, you DJ them, you mix them together in your bedroom and you output it to a cassette. And then you find out who's running the nightclub night that you love, the promoter, and you get them that tape and you say, hey, I should be up there. Listen to the kind of DJing I can do. So that's traditionally how you might have done it. You might even put your own parties on and then you can book yourself if you're a promoter. Maybe you put on your own club night. Now, John, you were a big fan of Moby, for example. Remember,
Love
John,
him.
what do you remember about Moby?
I remember that he was a great one for taking Alan Lomax recordings, putting a beat under them, and then taking credit for them.
Was he a blues artist?
Moby.
No, the Lomax.
Oh, Alan Lomax was a kind of musicologist who went to the American South, got all those recordings of like traditional prison songs, and then he put out a record. And the story goes that somebody loaned Moby that record. And he's actually the guy who loaned it to him has a podcast of his own. And he has a kind of funny episode where he tells this story and says that he was always kind of annoyed that Moby never thanked him for loaning him the record, that all the songs from Play are off. And he ends up kind of confronting Moby, and Moby's just like, yeah, I don't really remember this, but if I offended you, I apologize. And apparently never gave the record back. But
Wow.
yeah, so that's what I remember about Moby.
Oh, Lord, if my trouble so high, move out. Why does my heart feel so bad? That's my
Exactly.
Lil Moby.
That's your Moby.
Lil Moby into it. So this is another way that you could get DJ gigs back in the day. If
Right.
you didn't produce, if you wanted to really get ahead in the game, you could produce your own tracks. So the barrier, but then even becomes even higher because you have to learn how to use all that equipment. You probably have to have a bit of musical knowledge, musical knowledge and skill.
Yeah.
But if you want to think about somebody recently who took that path, who became enormous, that's somebody like Avicii, who was a Swedish boy who just was making tracks in his bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't even really think he DJ'd much, if at all.
Okay.
And then he became huge because of the tracks that he was producing. And then he started getting big club things. But then, but basically, after the internet kicks in, now we're getting into the early 2000s. Social media starts to change things a little bit. You can start to promote yourself more through like MySpace or even email lists, bulletin boards, but then eventually Facebook and TikTok. But then pandemic happens in 2020. At the same time, we've spoken about this many, many times on Don't Praise the Machine. The pandemic kicks off about the same time that TikTok explodes. So you got a whole bunch of people stuck at home, and you have this new technology, this new platform that anybody can jump on and post things or stream.
About the same time as, and then link it to the Wuhan coronavirus laboratory.
John's just got his head in his hand going, not this again. Not on the...
About the same time as head scientist of Wuhan laboratory goes off on holiday for 2 weeks.
Around about the same time that Global United Health started funding the Wuhan lab in Wuhan.
Fast forward to 2020.
Through Peter
Gain of
Daszak.
function research is in full swing.
And we have Peter, and now this takes us to DJ Peter Daszak from, it's exactly where it's going to go. One of the hottest DJs on the scene, DJ Daszak. And his incredible DJ sets, which funded the Wuhan gain of function research from the United States and from the UK. And yeah, so everybody is on is on TikTok, and suddenly you've got, instead of really, we're at a place now in 2020, whereas, you know, we take it back to 1991, you've got heavy vinyl, you've got turntables,
Right.
you've got no internet. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to like a pirate radio station. Suddenly it's 2020 and you can just like pirate MP3s onto a laptop, and all you need is literally this little laptop here that we all carry around with us in a little bag.
Yeah.
And you probably, if you want to do it properly, you need a DJ controller, and that is one of these. Now, this is one of the more expensive ones. And when I say more expensive, I reckon this is like, you can pick this up secondhand, I think right now for like less than €100. You can get these, you can get like cheap brands. It's all just plastic and a little USB like thing at the back that plugs into your laptop that controls the DJ software.
Right.
You can get these, like, people fucking give these fucking things away. You can get cheap ones for like €40, €50, and you can learn how to basically the basics of DJing. You have you got the two tracks. Track one, slider. Track two, you do the blend. You do the wiki if you want. You do the hot knobs. You do hot knobbing, and and bada bing, bada boom.
So suddenly, for the uninitiated, if I wanted to get an old school set of decks, how much is that going to set me back?
Well, everybody used to get Technics. I don't know if I'm going to get Technics. Do they still make them? Technics 1200 by Germany. How much? 2010s. Technics 2010s. These are gonna set you back. Ooh, that can't be right. I mean, that cannot be right. I'm looking here at like, I don't know if this, I think maybe, is this like a rare one? This one's like $4,500 in, that can't be right. Buy Technics 2010s. They're expensive. You're looking probably at getting, if you want to get good turntables, they're probably, Jesus, Technics SL 2010 GR2. €2,000 for one. Holy shit! So, and I mean, I remember I bought them.
Difference.
I got them. So I got them out of the Trading Post. If everybody wants to remember the Trading Post in Australia, it's your pre-Gumtree, pre-Facebook Marketplace. It was the actual physical newspaper. That
Analog Gumtree.
Analog Gumtree. But they were thousands. It was like thousands of dollars to get two Technics turntables, and then you had to buy all this expensive vinyl. But now you can just you can literally go on YouTube, find a song that you like, go YouTube downloader, convert YouTube like video to MP3, drag that into your DJ software, and suddenly you can and then just open your phone and hook your phone into your laptop, and suddenly you're a TikTok streaming DJ.
Wow.
So the barrier to entry went right down, cheap as chips. And let's kick it back to DJ AG, because I really want to talk about this TikTok streaming DJ phenomenon, because this is particularly interesting. So like I said, DJ AG, 2024's Time Out Magazine Londoner of the Year. He's 39-year-old Ashley Gordon.
Right.
And basically what he started doing was he started taking the setup, because as I say, instead of big heavy turntables and big heavy vinyl, suddenly it's a laptop, a little plastic controller, and get a couple of speakers and a battery, and you can just mobile DJ anywhere in the world. And then all you need is if you want to stream, in his case, you just need a decent internet connection. So what he started doing was he would set up in either Brixton in London or in a place that you and I have spent a lot of time, John. He would do it out the front of he does it out the front of King's Cross Station in London. He's on the little corner that's just opposite the McDonald's, where I have spent thousands of pounds on cheeseburgers at that McDonald's, because they used to be 99p, I reckon, in 2011, 2012. So he's out there all the time. So what he would do is he would just set up. He would put his little phone in front of him, and he would just start DJing. I think he was playing in particular a lot of like grime records, UK grime stuff, and house. He was open format, they call him. He was playing lots of different stuff. He started getting and then people would obviously gather around him at King's Cross and be like, this is dope. We have a bit of a dance. We watch him. But then obviously this is getting broadcast. This is getting streamed on TikTok. So this audience is forming, and there's a community online forming, because there's, of course, this is the big appeal of one of the massive appeals of streaming. You know, I've said a lot of negative things about streaming, and I do think there are big problems with it. But one of the things about it, which is very cool in one way, is that there is a community in the chat. So
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
unlike a traditional relationship between sort of like radio DJ and audience, where the only way they can get in touch is like calling in or texting in, and then so you could be in the chat, so people are chatting, they're watching, and he starts to become so popular on TikTok that people start coming up to him while he's DJing and saying, "Hey, can I spit a few bars?" People even start handing him their USB stick with tracks that they've produced that they want to like
Oh, wow.
freestyle rap on.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, this is a total community thing. And so he just lets people start rapping and freestyling. And so it starts to develop this real
Wow.
kind of grassroots vibe to it.
Yeah.
And then it becomes so big that big names start showing up. So famously, Skepta, who's a very famous grime MC, turned up to one of his streams and I think spat a few bars. I tuned back in this year, and who do I see doing, might I add, a stellar performance because he's an absolute quadruple threat. I don't care what anybody says. Ed, the Killer Sheeran, jumps up and just appears with him. So, of course, there's a huge crowd of people out the front of King's Cross just gathered around. And Ed Sheeran is like rapping and singing, and it's great. And maybe we'll even play later in the show. There was a moment a few weeks ago which went viral. Friend of the show, Will Smith, was in London to try and resuscitate his career. And he showed up with another person potentially trying a little bit of career resuscitation, Rita Ora.
Yeah.
And I can't begin to tell you how little of a fuck everybody gave who was around Will Smith and Rita Ora. It's really worth watching. Have a look at the reaction of the crowd around DJ AG when Will Smith starts singing his new single, Pretty Girls. And particularly when he says, "Look who's here, everybody. It's Rita Ora," and everyone's just like on their phone going, could not give a fuck.
That's great. So do you think this is happening because, like, initially it might have happened because, you know, people they saw the stream, they went to King's Cross Station, they found him, they got on the stream. And now I assume what's happening is like, it's a bit less impromptu.
Yes.
And people are calling him and booking spots.
Absolutely.
And
he's getting, so managers like Will Smith's management are calling him and saying, "Hey, Will is going to come down." He's going like, "Yeah, sure. Like, I'm not going to say no to those kind of eyeballs." He's also getting sponsorship deals now. I think he's getting collabs with record labels that say, "Hey, we want to do," I think Defected Defected is a huge house music label. I think they said to him, "Hey, let's just do let's do a stream where you just play like Defected records and we talk about Defected." And he's getting, I think, clothing brands and stuff want to work with him. So this is a 39-year-old man who had no profile 3
years ago.
Yeah.
That is wild.
And is now being hailed so it's not a club DJ, the most important DJ in the UK is what Elijah says. And I tend to think that is a pretty apt
based
statement.
On what amounts to pretty much busking with a internet connection.
It very much resembles busking, John. Yeah. It's like DJ busking is a very good way of putting it. And yeah, he's not in the clubs in Ibiza. He's not on the radio like DJ Pete Tong. He basically has his own busking radio show with a microphone. So it has this real grassroots thing.
It's got a real kind of pirate radio sort of vibe, doesn't it? The fact that he has this community, the fact that it's all kind of very DIY and impromptu and just on the street, and it's interesting.
Now I have a question for you, John, because I'm getting it onto my next type of TikTok streaming DJ. Have you seen the bicycle DJs?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, so again, because of this technology now, because all you need is a DJ controller and a laptop, very small form factor, very low weight. Suddenly you started having, I think I started seeing them during the pandemic. Basically what a bunch of people started doing, one of them who I think is one of the first people to do it is a guy called DJ Suat, who is one of the people that inspired AG. And what they would do is they get a sound system powered by a battery, they hook it onto the front of their bike. They'll get a bike with, you know, maybe two big front wheels on the bike so that they can stabilize it like an amplifier. And then laptop, and then DJ controller, and they cycle slowly through the streets of a city or a town with their headphones on and a microphone, talking to everybody, and they just DJ and cycle around playing music.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
then much
okay.
like a kind of Pied Piper
Yeah.
of techno and drum and bass, people started following them along.
Oh, wow.
And you have
Jeez, I
now.
didn't know about this. There you
Oh
go.
yeah. Maybe I can show you. Maybe I can show you. Like I'll send you the link to
Probably not
Dom.
allowed in Australia because of occupational health and safety laws.
It's funny you should mention that. One of them was in Australia last year. So Dom Whitting,
Alright.
he is known as the drum and bass DJ, the drum and bass cycling DJ, or the cycling DJ.
Yeah, it was just really great.
Hey Dom, what kind of beats are you dropping?
Drum and bass.
Yeah, now that I think of it, I have seen this.
Yes.
Mm.
So this has become a thing now. The bike
Mm.
DJs that cycle around. He has built enough of a profile that he did this in Adelaide earlier this year. He did an Australia
Oh.
tour, and
Yeah.
there was 2,000 people in Adelaide, and also because Adelaide loves
Wow.
drum and bass.
Yeah.
He had 2,000 people show up in Adelaide, and he cycled around to those incredible
Is it?
170 plus beat per minute drum and bass tracks. Now, the next person that I want to talk about after the bike DJs, who've become a huge thing. By the way, I think the same guy, he's played in Berlin a bunch, and they'll do things like he'll come for the Berlin Marathon, and a few days before the Berlin Marathon, he'll do one of these, and all the people that I have come over to Berlin for the marathon on the Friday will jog slowly behind him. So it's become these kind of
cool.
big community
Yeah.
movements,
Yeah.
which I think
Flash
is
mobby. It's got a flash mobby kind of feel to it.
it's got a kind of flash mobby thing to it. Now, the next person that I want to talk about, I just want to throw him in here, even though he's not a streamer per se, but it would be remiss of me not to mention him because he is a TikTok DJ who has exploded because of consistent posting and his personality and his incredible, I might say, his hustle and marketing skills and personality. A lot of people will know this name who listen to the show because he's quite big now. Lots of articles written about him. I am, of course, talking about Fish 56 Octagon. Who is Fish 56 Octagon? He is a 45-year-old man who is also in the UK. Now, he started a TikTok which was all about cars. I think he was giving like classic car or sort of automotive modification repair advice, and a classic social media story. He then posted one video where he said, I think in this video, I'm just going to talk about this old trance record that I have that I love because I haven't mentioned this on my channel before, but I used to love dance music when I was younger, and I really love this track. So he played the track off his turntable and then posted the video, and it like performed super well. And then he did exactly what you do. He's like, give the people more of what they want. So then he does another one, explodes. And he's like, so suddenly he goes, okay, well, this is going to be my thing now. I'll pivot and I have an old record collection. I've got shitloads of vinyl. I'm just going to start posting consistently about my favorite records. So he would show up every morning in his dressing gown. He started doing these gimmicks where he turns up in his dressing gown and he'd have a bowl of cereal. So very good visual hook, recognizable every time. And he'd go, hey guys, this track absolutely mental. Like, I was in Ibiza in this year, and when this came on, everybody went insane. Let's play it. And then he'd hit play, and then he does a kind of like cringy dad dance to the music, which became also very recognizable. And he exploded. He became so big. And he had, I believe this is right, I don't think he had ever DJ'd outside of his bedroom. I think he'd bought like so many DJs. He was a bedroom DJ who dreamed of playing nightclubs or whatever, but he always just ended up, it's just me, my two turntables, my record collection in my bedroom. And at 45 years old, 44, 45, he starts getting calls from promoters and nightclubs saying, will you come and play at our nightclub? He goes, sure, sells out. Sells out. He was in marketing. He'd been in marketing for years. I think he was quite high up in marketing. Quits his job and just goes all in. And now he just does sold out tours as Fish 56 Octagon, playing mostly classic like trance, house, rave records. Kids come to see. I mean, I'm assuming the vast majority of his audience must be must be younger people because there's just you can't do those kind of sold out tours with just people of his generation. A lot would be his generation.
There'd be people who kind of go, I remember these from the same time as he does or whatever, I'm sure. But yeah, you wouldn't get a sold out show doing that, I assume.
So,
but because a lot of those people are dead.
Yes, that's right. They're dead from ecstasy. Oh no, I took so much ecstasy, I'm dead. Those people. But he has played the last 2 Glastonbury festivals, and I'll send you have a little bit of a look at this, John. Actually, maybe what I'll do first is I will send you, just so you get a sense of him. Yeah, I'll just send you one of his videos so you can actually see. I think at one point he was posting, I think 10 times a day. He had he was likable, but such good hustle on the social media. Like 10, he's giving himself 10 opportunities a day to be discovered. I also fucking love how angry all these grumpy old men got at him who were in the same situation, but nobody gave a fuck because they never did anything.
Yeah, okay.
So he's out there going, oh, I'm just going to, and then you get all these TikTok all these TikTok videos of these sad old British fuckers going,
right.
he just fucking, like, all he did was like play the algorithm. That's all. That's all I'm like, well, you could have played the fucking algorithm. Why didn't you play the fucking
that's
algorithm?
How it works, mate. Fuck? What do you want him to do? Write a pen a letter to the head of Mushroom Records. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I guess my question is, like, you've said he's partly there because of his personality, and I assume that might also be there because of DJ AG, and perhaps also, I mean, there's a kind of visual gimmick in the bicycle DJ, I guess, that means that they don't need to be necessarily as engaging as individuals.
Absolutely.
But part of it is
same with AG. He's in straight away. Like there are so many DJs on TikTok that are just in their bedroom with crappy neon lights behind them. There's fucking hundreds of thousands of them. But then you're going, whatever. Suddenly, one of them's at King's Cross Station.
Yeah.
You're going to stop.
You're going to watch it just for the fact that you've not seen that before.
Yeah, and there's also, there is a little bit of risk, you know? Like, he's in King's Cross. He's out in public.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, there's a, you might get, look, it's 2025. It's King's Cross. You might get stabbed with a zombie knife. That's why I'm tuning in to AG.
True. It's true. I once got conned near King's Cross.
Is that true?
Out of £20. Yeah, a man told me, a man dressed in fireman's gear gave me this long, fairly kind of incoherent story about how everything had gone wrong. He'd been locked out of his car. He'd had to go home.
Mate.
He needed $20 and not 20 quid. And it was one of those things where he was just a very good bullshitter. So I was kind of hypnotized into giving it to him. And then he gave me a hug because I think he kind of felt a pang of remorse. And then he walked off. And as soon as he was out of sight, I thought, why would he come back? That story didn't make any sense. I'm not going to see that guy again.
That wasn't the wallet inspector.
That's exactly right. But and also the fact that he had probably nicked someone's actual fireman's uniform. So I was just like, well, he's a fireman. He's not going to be
full fire. Was it? What do you mean fireman's uniform? Like, not like full fire. I bet what he had, John, was a T-shirt with a fireman's outfit printed on it.
That's true. It's true. He just had a boiler suit with, like, he'd kind of used a cigarette lighter to singe some smoke marks into it. And I was like, are you a fireman? Yeah, that's it. Whatever you reckon.
Let me send you so this is a current, this is like from recently. This is one of the 10 TikToks that Fish 56 Octagon posts.
£100 when I was drunk, this record, and I've never played it on my channel. A bit more than I normally spend as well. And it's deadmau5. Not everyone seems to get the guy's sense of humour. I'm a fan. Well, he's been a bit of a naughty boy a couple of times. But the early stuff that he did especially did more to put progressive house in front of a mass audience than anyone else I can think of. Faxing Berlin, Agiru, Not Exactly, Strobe, and this one, plus many more. And I remember James Zabila saying that he was caning a track by Faxing called Berlin because he'd received it on a CD and that was all that was written on it. That worked out all right, didn't it? This is when he did a Cascade, I remember. Lush track, banger.
So that's it. That's all of them.
Yeah, that's great.
And he
does have a good sort of, he's got a good kind of presence, doesn't he?
He just seems like a real. He seems like a real dude. It's like he's a little bit dorky, a little bit
daggy.
It's very unpolished. So
Yeah.
then take a look at this, John. This is just somebody commenting on him last year. This is a guy, Sir Francis, I think is his name, who comments on dance music, whose TikTok's opinions I sometimes enjoy.
Fish 56 Octagon is causing chaos. If you haven't seen the videos, there are literally people tearing down stages to try and watch this man DJ. Everywhere this man goes, the crowds are a joke. If you are a DJ and you don't believe in the power of social media, this is proof. And to the promoters out there, get this man on the main stage.
Get him on the main
stage. They did get him on the main stage. So that's Fish 56 Octagon. He's not a streamer per se. He posts typically just those videos of him explaining why he loves a particular track. And then he blew up. Now, the next couple of genres of TikTok stream DJs that I want to share with you, I like to call the UK garden shed breakfast radio DJs. And I fucking love these guys. Basically, I started opening TikTok when I was going to work a few years ago. And what was happening, I'd be on the platform at Tempelhof Station. And there was like a number of live streams of men who were clearly like in their garden sheds, but they had made their garden shed look really pretty. And it just looked like a little back studio that they turned it into in their house. Right. And they were basically what you were listening to very much sounded like a very pleasant breakfast radio show where they have exactly the mic like I have on the arm, and the camera is facing them, and they'd be like playing some like classic 80s tune, like The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, right? Okay. So he's playing that, and then he just would like turn the volume down. And he's got the fader here, and he would turn it down and go, "How you doing, Jackie?" Absolutely. I love seeing you chat every morning, Jackie. She's always there. The power of doo-boo-doo. It's coming up to 6 o'clock here in the UK. Chat's going absolutely mental. Can I get another few likes in here? Because, you know, guys, if we get a couple more taps on a screen, it's going to push us to the main page. We absolutely go, first time you feel it, make you laugh. Oh, Jackie, I have the same memory of this tune. Such a banger, such a banger. And one of my favorites.
So,
go on.
So totally different. Not like DJ in the electronic music sense, but just like DJ in the even older sense of somebody who's just got a radio show, but they've taken it into their own hands, basically.
Yeah. And again, with no ads, with community, with the chat. So you could listen to fucking some ad-filled iHeartRadio morning bullshit. Yeah. And they play fucking great music. And this, my favorite, I think his name is DJ Mutiniz. And again, so much of the lesson here is about the hustle, because I will just send you a video of first of all, I'll send you a video of somebody talking about him. And this is just lovely. And this just gives you a sense of some of the appreciation that people have for guys like this who follow their passion. Also, it's worth pointing out that most of these men were like small time DJs in their local town. Maybe they used to play the nightclub a little bit. Right. They have these huge records collections. They have the skills. They have the knowledge. They have the love of music. And then they decided, I'm going to start my own little TikTok radio show. Yeah. And so have a look here. This is a guy talking about him here. And then I will play a little clip of him if I can find it. Actually, just watch this, John.
Massive respect to this chap. I don't know what his name is, sorry. You probably already know about him. I've been aware of him for a couple of months. Wow, what effort, commitment he puts into being on TikTok. What massive effort. It's a million miles away from people standing in front of a load of shelves going, do you want to buy me paperweight and stuff like that? A million miles away. This is real sort of community effort. I've been told that the money that comes in from the subscriptions goes to feed or help people that need helping. I don't know that, but that's what I've been told. But to do 3 hours standing up, not hearing anybody. So if I do a live, I'm not playing music. I'm not actually thinking about it. I'm just answering questions. The minute the questions stop coming, I've got nothing to say. I've got nothing to say. So I don't know how the hell he does that. And I just want to do this massive, massive respect to, don't know what his name is, but massive respect to him anyway. And check him out. Oh, you probably already have. It's probably me that has only just found him.
This DS Liverpool, I don't know why he was eating a fisherman's friend while he was talking, but it doesn't matter.
Was he eating fisherman's friend while talking?
No, he just sounded like he had something in his mouth.
It's funny. I was looking for an example of a DJ Mutinez moment, and I swear to God, I didn't even listen to the song that he was gonna play. I've literally just scrubbed through, and I found the one thing that looks like an example of what I want to show. If you click that, John, if you click this is a little clip of him in the studio. This is the kind of vibe you get.
Power of Love by Huey Lewis in the news is... Holy shit! My speaker stand is just broken. Hold on a sec. No, the speaker stand just broke. It just ripped out the whole screws of the shelf. Oh my God, I can't believe that just happened.
You'll have to DJ Mutinez. He's great, and the show's really good. He plays excellent music. I think what a lot of people are doing is they are swapping out their traditional breakfast radio, their drive time. They just either have it in their headphones, like you can have your phone, set your phone. You can just hook your phone up to a Bluetooth speaker, and you've essentially got, it's like a radio show that you can. It's like a radio show that you can have interact, and it's more of a community.
And hang on, he's doing this on TikTok?
Yeah. Does it out of his garden shed. He's maybe in his back room, I think, but I've seen a bunch of UK men doing it out of their garden sheds as well. Their kids come in, super cute.
So this is a 44-second clip, for example, that you've just sent me, but and I think of TikTok as at least starting off as a short form, quick hits of reels. But you're talking about something that he's doing on TikTok, which you can basically stream for 3 hours or whatever.
So a huge part of TikTok is live streaming. And so that's where him and DJ AG, they're going live every day. So it's not so much about what you would see in you must have seen, John, on TikTok when you're scrolling, when you go on flick.
Yeah.
They will present you with something live. And in fact, if you click into
most of what I've seen is Twitch streaming, Twitch style streaming,
Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's on now. It's on now TikTok. And the last person that I want to share when it comes to that style of music passion DJing is somebody else that I fucking love. And boy, does he play excellent music. And his name, I think it's pronounced Jabba Jude or Jabba Jude.
Yeah.
And I, again, just flicking TikTok, came across this guy again. I don't think he meant to do this, but the visual hook is just, there's a guy who looks like it looks like an old man. He looks like an Afro-Caribbean man in a basement in London with just tons of 45s around him and what looks like an expensive, incredibly passionately built sound system, just playing the fattest dub reggae lovers rock music. And again, doing the whole hello, Julie, how you doing? Yeah, this one is Junior Marvin. One of the best. Keep it locked, everybody. So good. I'll send him to you.
That's great.
Such good music. And you can just see the passion.
It's funny that you mentioned dub too, because it's so, I was thinking about it, dub earlier in reggae, because what's going on is kind of a recreation of that in some ways, right? You had these guys who didn't want to play at the hotels in Jamaica, so they played or couldn't afford to, or weren't getting the gigs or whatever, so they played on the beach instead, just with instead of live musicians, you had guys setting up these sound systems, and then people would just sort of crowd around them because it was a good kind of pop-up party essentially. And that's basically what DJ AG is doing at King's Cross Station, and to an extent what the bicycle DJs are doing, but also what these guys are doing, sitting at home, but basically kind of I've just got my own setup, which I've put a lot of time and effort and thought into, and I'm doing it as a kind of as like just a sort of lo-fi pop-up thing, and people who are interested can come, and people will like talk about me organically, I guess, and form a community, etc. So it's funny how it's like such a. I mean, when you first mentioned the topic, I was thinking it's going to be kind of like a complete sort of dehumanization of DJing, but it's quite the opposite. It's like very much a kind of return to the roots of some forms of DJing, at least.
Well, they've gone around the gatekeepers is essentially what you're saying, which again is how a lot of these movements start. I like I mean, I think it is also a balance. Like I wouldn't personally want to just be. Well, it's funny actually because it doesn't really feel like there's any difference between this and listening to the radio. As I said to you, I have an issue with streamers. Like we can get into this. This is a whole nother episode. But like iShow Speed and Kai Sennett, who more power to them, are just enormous. But when I watch their streams, everything about them virtually, I just go, this is bad. But there is something about this that I don't feel that about, because I think they're sharing a passion for something specific, being music, and they're not. There's a certain amount of showmanship, but it's not that kind of like. Oh my God, guys! This glass of water is like half full. Like, I can't believe. It's not. It's kind of mindless.
Yeah.
And also, it also feels like, I don't know, the community thing feels a little bit more healthy than a million people in a chat who I just assume a lot of those people are just trapped in their basement, and that makes me feel very sad. That power imbalance between the streamer and the audience, but I don't feel that so much with these guys. Have a look at,
because you can imagine people kind of using, as you say, using it as a like, well, instead of commuting and listening to this dog shit FM radio station that just makes me want to tear my hair out. I'll listen to this guy that I really like and just have that on the car. Whereas like somebody who's watching someone Twitch streaming while they play Fortnite or something, it's a bit like, well, yeah, you're just kind of simulating an experience that you should have grown out of. And if you're going to do it, you should be doing it with other people at the very least. Like actually around at your friend's house watching him play Fortnite, not just like sitting in your bedroom going, oh yeah, what's in the next room? Oh, it's the level boss.
Yeah, or sitting at home watching somebody, run through the streets of London and be kind of disruptive, and you're just like, oh, this is so good. I'm just going to sit in my bedroom watching him like upset people on the street. This is bad. Have a look at it. I just sent you Jabba Jude, John, so you can see him.
See my goal at the top of the page. The heart. Hey Rachel, blessings. Good evening to you. Nice to see you, Rachel. I hope you're well.
So that's DJ Jabba Jude streaming from his basement.
And then do people like throw him a pineapple?
Yeah, you can throw him a galaxy if you want to really. If you really want to say thanks to him, you can absolutely chuck Jabba Jude a galaxy. You can make him. You can probably make him wear a silly hat, the TikTok cap, roses. I think he actually has them turned off. I'm not really sure if I've ever seen people throw the cap at him. I don't know if he has those switched on.
Can I make him do
NPC
and non-playable characters for the right price?
I've forgotten what she said. Man, that NPC thing, I haven't seen it on TikTok in so long. I've forgotten what the stupid things were they even
I know
that they even said.
Yeah.
Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good.
Ice cream so good. That's right. He's going, John. Oh, here he is. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, everyone.
Spicy chili. Yeah, thanks, John. Rose smells so nice. Spicy chili. Yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't do that. But if you're on TikTok, particularly on weekends, the last genre of TikTok stream DJ that I'll talk about is what much more resembles your bedroom DJ. So if you're on TikTok Friday, Saturday, particularly Friday, Saturday, and you open live and you flick through all the live videos, at least for me, every second one is somebody DJing in their bedroom, playing every genre of dance music that you can imagine. and
Yeah.
people, I'm sure, are getting gigs off of this and building fan bases and audiences. And most of them, it's not really my kind of thing, but there are occasionally somebody who's playing really good music. And I personally think, like, if I could hook this up, if I had a stereo setup where I could hook it in and just have it in the background, I think that would be great. The problem for me is I don't have that, and I don't like listening to music through phones. But again, I would absolutely listen to this Jabba Jude guy if I hooked it up to my stereo and just had that on
so would I.
in the
Just listening to
background.
that little bit. Or like, if I was working from home and I just kind of was doing something where I wanted a bit of background noise, I'd just have my laptop open with Jabba Jude
Yeah.
playing his records. It is a kind of nice sense, especially if you were like, you jumped on and he was like, oh, here he is. How are you, John? Good to see you. And then
Yeah,
just like
totally.
kept playing. It's this nice kind of feel, like you're part of a little, like you've just walked into that room. It's kind of lovely. But and so I mean, what's interesting is like you've got some of this where people are basically changing the way that you become a traditional DJ. You talked about previously how you might do it and how that's changed. But then there are some people, obviously, who are really at the top of this, who are not trying to get, uh, gigs in clubs. They're just
That's
doing
right.
this, and it's replaced rather than just replacing the means to the end where you're playing in a club. It's actually replaced the end as well, and they're like, well, I'm not interested in playing in clubs. This is what I do.
That's right. Well, this is the other interesting thing, John, that I'll touch on as we wrap up. Less and less people are going out and going to nightclubs now. Less young people are drinking. So it's almost like DJing is evolving from being a like nightclub specific art form, way of expression, and it's kind of expressing itself in different ways now, and through both kind of public spaces like King's Cross or people on the bicycles, but then also through social media being beamed into people's pockets and in their homes, and it's allowing DJs to go around the gatekeepers. If I had more time and I wasn't wasting my time on this idiot podcast, I'd probably start. I mean, I have all the gear. I can just do it. But I just don't really know. I don't have the time right now. But I would love to do a little radio show if I could build a little audience. That would be cool. But yeah, less people are going out. They're more on their phones. Young people are drinking less, but they're still looking for some kind of experience where they can connect with other people. And these shows are great for music discovery. Build your own thing, This is transcending the clubs. It could be breakfast radio, could be out on the bike.
It's kind of also, I don't know, like even with you, I remember kind of going back to your house on a number of occasions, and other people too who I knew who had decks and just wanted to kind of fuck around in their bedroom, or somebody might have a house party and put the decks out in the backyard and people might be able to have a crack at them or whatever.
Yeah.
Sort of, which I never really thought of as like an experience. It was kind of this thing where I've got this piece of equipment and we're bored at my house, so let's just have a fiddle with it. But it was actually quite a nice experience in itself. And like, so I have memories of that, being in someone's bedroom and just them kind of playing a few bits and pieces. So it's kind of like turning that into the whole experience, isn't it? Like that's the gig now, is basically bedroom DJing, at least for some of the people you've talked about. Obviously there's more to it than that, but I love the fact that it's kind of making that the central experience, which is, it's just not something I would have seen coming, I don't know, 10 years ago.
I think also it's worth pointing out. I think this has its place. I think kind of mobile phones and technology have their place in this world. I personally also still really enjoy going to nightclubs, and I hope that they stay open. And I don't like mobile phones filming nightclub experiences. This is a whole other podcast that we can get into, and I do want to touch on the kind of music phenomenon at some point, because that's really interesting. So I'm not saying that I think mobile phones in these kinds of spaces are the best thing ever. I think for club experiences where people want to go and see a DJ and not feel like they are being surveilled,
Yeah.
and also you're going there to enjoy being at a place that doesn't have anything to do with social media or clout.
Yeah.
That I think is also something that's still very valuable. I will be
Yeah.
doing that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Wow.
I can tell you next week how it goes. I do this quite regularly. I often go to, because the Berlin nightclubs are open all weekend, and I don't like staying up super late anymore. I will go in the morning. So I'll be doing that tomorrow, and there'll be no phones because the phones are not allowed. Well, they have the phones, but they all have stickers over the cameras. You can see my phone case has always got sticker remnants on it because my phone cameras are constantly being stickered over with.
Cool.
But I think in terms of like this allowing people with a passion for music to express that and build their own little radio shows in particular, I think that's super cool. And I've
Also,
enjoyed.
if they're a bit older, you know,
That's the thing.
they don't want to get up on a stage and stand for 3 hours.
Well, that's
maybe
the other thing
maybe
is
that you're a 50-year-old man. You just want to sit in a comfortable ergonomic chair.
Yes, that's right. Everybody that I've mentioned today is, I mean, AG is just about 40. Fish Octagon's 45. DJ Mutinez has got to be 45. And Jabba Jude looks like he could be in his 70s. So what opportunities are there for men of that age if this is not the way to get, if this is not the channel through which you can reach people? Like traditionally, if there's no, I mean, maybe Jabba Jude could get a show on a radio station, but even then you'd have to like convince some young program director, we've got this like 75-year-old dude, do you want to like let him just play some reggae?
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like down at the local kind of retired persons club, the Rotary. That'd be his other option in the previous landscape.
So John, that has been the TikTok streaming DJ phenomenon episode. Thank you so much for indulging me. And people, if you want to let me know who your favorite streaming DJ is. Let me know if you've been to a nightclub recently. Hey, if you want to guess where I'm going at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, then you can hit us up on hello@dptm.org. And if you want to check out our Patreon, if you want to get the episodes one day early, plus a bunch of other bonuses and a special members-only bonus episode once a month, then go to patreon.com/DPTM or just Google Don't Praise the Machine Patreon podcast. Thank you so much, everybody. And we can't wait to see you next week.
The podcast.